During the first half against Ipswich, Liverpool found it difficult building up from the back, and most often, an analyst, if you want to analyze such a scenario, you always ask yourself, why is it that a particular team is facing a particular problem? And when you look at this particular scenario, we ask ourselves why Liverpool could not actually build up from the back smoothly. And there are two approaches to answering this particular question. First thing, you look at the system, and then the second thing, you look at the individual players. And when you look at this particular scenario, you realize that both the system and individual players were at the center of the problem. The first thing is that the system is extremely compact, and that gives the opposition the opportunity to become very compact. And when they become compact, there are no passing lanes into the midfielders, and so the system at that particular point in time was a problem. The second issue too is that when you have pivots, like you have the two pivots here, one of them is Gravenberch. Of course, normally he is the one who is most often expected to get the ball to actually receive in midfield, and then before he supplies. But there wasn't enough movement, because that is why Liverpool actually wanted a player like Zubimendi. They have that natural feel of the ball, they have a lot of confidence, and so they can always drop maybe a little bit deeper, or maybe they can move behind the press in order to exploit some of those passing lanes. But then that movement was not there. One good thing that Arne did so well during the second half was actually to expand, to make sure that the centre backs were so wide. When the centre backs became wide, the press now, the Ipswich press, they had to equally send players wide in order to track down the centre backs. For example, when you look at the first goal, the goal that Mohamed Salah, in fact, Diogo Jota scored, it actually stemmed from the fact that Ibrahima Konate was actually wide, and when he gets the ball, he passes it to Gravenberch. From Gravenberch, it comes down to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who then fired it into Mohamed Salah. And so that was because Arne Slot was able to actually spread out the centre backs in order to reduce the contracted state of the defense.